So, our speaker for today is Annette Rugolo. She's been with us before. She has over 20 years experience doing the things she does. She's an environmental healer. She's a soul coach, teaches meditation. She has a book out there called The Soul Whisperer, and she's going to lead today's service. With that, Annette.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is exciting. This is the first time I'm teaching or talking to a group of people that's not through Zoom or a webinar. So, yay! We're getting back in the flow. So as I love having these themes to talk about. So as I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you this morning, the image of a bicycle came to mind. So it could be a bicycle or a canoe or a kayak, something that keeps us going, right? So how many people have learned how to ride a bike? Okay, so we know that as we ride a bike, so think about when you first started learning how to ride. You had training wheels, maybe somebody holding on to the back of your seat to make sure you didn't fall. And this is kind of the same thing that happens when we're learning how to be in the flow. The other piece with riding a bike or rowing a canoe or a kayak is that we need both the right and the left. We need the masculine and the feminine, right? So we're going to talk this morning about balance, about what it looks like to be in balance and how being in balance, like on a bike, think about a bike again, we need to be in balance to keep moving, to keep going, to be in the flow. So I want to really look at the balance of things and how do we stay in balance in our life. One of the things that I started working with years ago, this is one of the first things I started teaching. I teach an Inner Diamond program. It's created by Marie Diamond. Some of you might know her. I worked with her for about 12 years. I was her vice president for about 5. And this program of the Inner Diamond talks about frequencies, light frequencies. In this program, there are 24 light frequencies. 12 are masculine, 12 are feminine. And in this program, it's a beautiful way to connect and create balance within ourselves. There is a frequency of balance within those 24 frequencies. And what I love about this program is it works with colors. So there are 24 frequencies of light, 24 colors, and each color has a vibration, it has a name, it has a quality. So the quality of balance is ruby red. So ruby red, as we start connecting in with that color, with that frequency, helps us stay in balance. So we're going to be working with that color this morning in our meditation. So I want to take you into the experience of really connecting with that and bringing it into your life. So before we go there, let's talk about balance. So it's like, okay, we're going to stay in the flow. How do we do that? And what part of ourselves do we need to stay in balance? So when we ride a bike, we need to learn physical balance, right? We need to learn how to keep our body in position and how to keep our legs going and the wheels going so we stay in balance with the bike. So that's physical balance. But we have emotional balance, we have mental balance, we have spiritual balance. So what does emotional balance look like? So we have an emotional body. So when we get out of balance, it's really hard to stay in the flow, stay connected with the energy of our higher self, the energy of the universe. So think about our emotional bodies. And I'm sure every one of us have met, I call them drama queens, right? So drama queens, it's like they walk around with this huge emotional body, right? And it's like everything's an emotional reaction. Everything's like this drama. Oh my gosh, they love it. They love, love, love it. So trying to stay in the flow as we're carrying around this huge emotional body is really tough, okay? The other aspect of the emotional body is really being out of balance with restricting our emotions. So there's a lot of times when we need to react emotionally, we need to respond, but we hold everything in. So when we start working with this ruby red frequency, we're going to work with it this morning to begin bringing our emotional body into balance. Okay. The other aspect is our mental body. So just like the emotional body, a lot of times, and especially in our Western culture, we love living in our mental bodies. So when we have this huge mental body, we're out of balance because we can't access and be in the flow of what we need to be, or where we need to go, what we need to do in order to be in balance. So this mental body, we have to quiet it down. So I know when I started the Inner Diamond program and started working with meditation and these frequencies, I had this super busy mind. And I didn't even realize I had this busy mind, but I remember laying in bed at night. It would take me sometimes an hour and a half to go to sleep. My mind was racing. I would think of all the things I was doing that day, all the things I had to do the next day. So I would get, not very good sleeps. I'd wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and I'd have a hard time going back to sleep. So one of the things I needed to learn in order to bring myself into balance was how to quiet my mind. And I've seen this with a lot of people. It's like we have these busy minds, and we need to learn how to shut the motor off. It's like something that runs all the time, we wear out, and it keeps us out of balance, right? And then we have spiritual balance. And again, looking at your life, looking at what you do, sometimes people have no spiritual practice. And sometimes they're in, I know I went to a class one time and they basically were teaching a meditation that said, in order to really stay in balance, you had to do this meditation that they were teaching for 3 hours a day. And I'm going, I don't have 3 hours a day to stay in meditation in order to stay in balance. And I remember they gave us a whole sheet of to-dos of what we needed to do in order to do that meditation. And I remember just looking at the list and I threw it out when I walked out of the room. So it was going too far out of balance the other way. For instance, one of the things it said, you could not do any other meditation. You had to become a vegetarian. You couldn't drink alcohol. You couldn't do any energy work. So there are like restrictive things that really pull us out of balance the other way, right? In this energy, in this time, our challenge is to be in balance in all of those aspects of ourselves but also with the energy that is available to us right now. So I know all of you are kind of in that place of openness, consciousness, elevated awareness, and you know that we have this beautiful feminine energy coming in right now. So we've been in this very masculine cycle of energy for thousands of years. And 2012, one of the shifts that happened on this planet was a reconnection to this beautiful feminine energy that we now have available to us. So if we go back to the image of riding a bike, it's that masculine, the right side, the left side feminine. And when we bring both of those together in our lives, in our emotional body, our mental body, our spiritual body, we can be in the flow of energy that's now available to us. So let's talk a little bit about this masculine and feminine. So with each of these energies, the masculine, in its healthy, balanced way, is wonderful. We have, a lot of us, and I know myself as well, have come out of balance even in the masculine energy. So the masculine energy, when I look at it, is this wonderful energy that takes action. It's our inner strength. It's our ability to create order, to create, we create lists. It keeps us going, right? I always think of the masculine on my right side of the body. It's my ability to step forward with my right foot, right? So as I'm stepping forward with my right foot, I also have to have my left foot, as I'm taking that step, to be in strength, in balance as well. So as we continue to go into this right, left, masculine, feminine, we need to have this beautiful balance of both masculine and feminine. So even with the feminine energy that's coming in, we need to bring it into a balanced way. Like, how do we use both of these together to be in balance? So the feminine energy has also, there's an imbalance in both of these, but we have to find that balance within ourselves and how to use these energies in a very appropriate way. Okay? So with the feminine energy that's coming in, one of my recent experiences that I had, and it really, it's teaching me a lot. I recently took a group of people to Mount Shasta, California. So it's in Northern California, and I lead retreats in different places. So this every retreat is different. Every time the energy is always different. So I took this group. This was last month, and one of the things I was almost forced to do was to not have an agenda. And I think this is part of the feminine energy that's coming in. I had to learn how to go with the flow. So it's things that I had planned, like that's the masculine. We're the planners, we have an itinerary, we have a to-do list, right? And sometimes we're forced to let go of that to-do list and accept the energy that's coming in that's right to do at the moment. So it's that combination of having that structure, but in that structure, having that flow. And that combination works really well. And I believe that's a lot of what we're being asked to do right now. So on this retreat, I had my itinerary, and things came up within the group within the process of that retreat that I had to just throw out my itinerary and said, okay, that's not happening right now. We're going to do this instead. So there's this, there's this flexibility that we're asked to be a part of. So we're asked to be flexible in this structure. And when we have both of those working together, it creates this beautiful balance, this beautiful synergy that we can be in the flow of what's happening. And that's what I believe we're being called to do right now, of understanding and looking at ourselves as far as what needs to come into balance on an emotional level, on a mental level, on a spiritual level, in order to bring these two aspects together in this beautiful way. So I know when I talk to a lot of people about the work I do, it's, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on, I'll get it back. That is so weird. It just, I'll talk about something else. I'm just out of the flow, right? Something else needs to come in that it's like, that's gone, so what else is coming in? And this is what was going on in Mount Shasta. It's like, I was so in that structure about what needed to happen. And there were things that came up, especially, like I said, within the group. It's like, no, that's not right. That's not, and I don't want to say it's not right. It's not in alignment with what we need at this point, right? So what needs to be at this point, I want to take you into a guided meditation. So let's do that. So the guided meditations that I do, there's a couple things that I really love about it. One is that it consciously connects you with your higher self. So every one of you has, it's a ball of white light an arm's length above your head, and I call it the quantum point, and it is our access point to the quantum field. So from that level, we're going to start working with the ruby red. So at the quantum point, so think about the personality. So we talk about the physical body, the emotional body, the lower mental body. One of the first things we're going to do in this visualization is calm and balance out these bodies, the emotional body, the mental body. We have an opportunity to balance that, right? So in order to really connect with our higher selves consciously, it's really important that we have these balanced bodies. One of the images that's coming to mind right now, did you ever go to the fair, have these rides? So there's this ride that I remember doing as a kid, and it's one of those rocking, rolling rides that everything was moving and you had to go through it to get to the other side, and you're falling all over the place. So that's our emotional bodies, our mental bodies, right? If we're not in balance. When we connect with our quantum point, it's like hanging on to a rope or a guide as we go through that ride, that we're connected to something above ourselves, something higher, a higher vibration that's going to assist us in getting through that ride. That's what this visualization is about. So we're going to connect in with this quantum point, and these quantum colors, these quantum energies, exist in what we call the quantum field. They don't exist in the third dimension. They don't exist in our emotional bodies, our mental bodies, until we bring them in. So we're going to go, I'm going to take you into a visualization. We're going to calm the emotional mental bodies, go to the quantum point, and call in the ruby red. So again, ruby red is about balance, and we're going to bring it in to calm our emotional and mental bodies and help us come into balance. Okay? And it also helps bring whatever into balance that you need. It helps you become aware of what's out of balance, but it also brings you into balance in whatever part is ready to come into balance. Okay? That's where I was going to go before. So with the balance of masculine and feminine energy, it's not about if you're in a female body or a male body. We're all coming back into balance in masculine and feminine. So this is where I was going to go before. So a lot of times I have men in my class, and it's like, oh, let's connect in with this feminine energy. And it's like, I don't want to connect in with feminine energy. I'm a male. I'm masculine. I want to connect in with my masculine energy. And it's like, no, we're all about connecting in with both the masculine and the feminine. We all have those frequencies. And in that balance, we all have the possibility of being in balance, and we don't know yet what that looks like in this beautiful, beautiful way of what does this beautiful masculine, feminine energy look like if we embody it. So as we do this guided meditation, I'm going to ask you to just invite you to just really receive this ruby red frequency and just allow it to bring yourself into balance and to see what it feels like to be in this balance between your masculine and feminine energy. Okay? When you're in that balance, it's like riding a bike, but now you're riding your spiritual bike. You can be in the flow. You can keep moving. All right? So let's go into this meditation, this visualization, and bring ourselves into this beautiful place of balance. All right. So I invite you to close your eyes. And the meditation that I teach isn't about leaving our bodies or going somewhere else. It's about really being present, embodying your energy. So once you close your eyes, I'm going to ask you to really feel your feet connected to the floor. Take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe, really pay attention, focus on your inhalations, exhalations. And your breath, it's something that a lot of us don't pay attention to very often. And we do a lot of shallow breathing. We allow worry and fear to kind of shorten our breath. And just take a moment and really expand and slow your breath down. And your breath is a way to connect with the inner and outer universe. Energy within you, energy around you. Just allow that connection to begin. Now from above your head, visualize crystalline white light. And imagine standing under this universal prana, this shower of energy, and allow this energy to flow down through the top of your head, filling your physical body. And now expand your awareness 2 feet outside of your physical body. bring in this crystalline white light. And this crystalline white light is universal prana, and it has the ability to cleanse your aura field. It is like an energetic shower. And as this is coming into your energy field, allow all of the energetic toxins, pollutions, residues to flow down through the bottoms of your feet. Give this energy to Mother Earth to be recycled. She is our master recycler. And by bringing in this crystalline white light, you've prepared your emotional body. Your emotional body is a foot outside of your physical. Your mental body, in a balanced way, is a foot outside of that. So you are preparing your emotional and mental bodies to receive the frequency of balance. Now, from above your head, bring your awareness an arm's length or 3 feet above the top of your head. And as you bring your awareness to that level, you are consciously connecting now with your access point to the quantum field. This is your quantum point. And from that quantum point, you can call in any color, any frequency, any higher vibrational energy you need. But today we're going to call in and focus on the ruby red. So the ruby red is the frequency of balance. So call that in. Your intention will just call it in. It will be there. And from your quantum point, bring that ruby red frequency down through the top of your head, into your heart, you have a physical heart that circulates blood. You have an energetic heart that circulates light and energy. So as you bring it into your energetic heart, your high heart, it immediately begins circulating the light. And just pay attention. Sit with this ruby red frequency as it's filling your physical body, bringing anything in your physical body that needs to come into balance. Now expand your awareness a foot outside of your physical body. And fill your emotional body with the ruby red for balance. Just allow that frequency, that light, to permeate, to saturate your emotional body. And you can ask, whatever needs to come into balance in my emotional body, I'm asking this ruby red frequency to bring it into balance. Bringing your awareness a foot outside of your emotional body. You're now expanding into your mental body. The ruby red continues to fill and expand into your lower mental body, bringing your mental body into balance. And again, you can ask whatever needs to come into balance in your mental body. Ask this light frequency to bring it into balance. Now bringing your awareness back an arm's length above your head to your quantum point. This is your guide. This is the rope that you're going to hang on to as you move through all of the chaotic energy that might be around you. A lot of the energy being created right now tends to destabilize us. And we want to stay in balance. And staying connected to this quantum point gives you access to your higher self, conscious connection to your wisdom, your spiritual gifts, your guidance. And by staying at this quantum point, you also stay in balance between your physical reality and your spiritual reality. It's your connecting point. And you become multidimensional as you learn how to navigate a connection with your spiritual and your physical. As you stay connected with this point throughout the day, you can be in the flow. You can see where you need to go as you're riding your spiritual bike through your daily life. This is your guide. So you can practice holding your awareness at this level, and it helps keep you out of that emotional imbalance, mental imbalance. So if this feels like a good place to be, I invite you to hold your awareness at this level. Rub your hands together. Bring the palms of your hands in front of your eyes. Slowly open your eyes into your hands. Gently bring yourself back into your space. How did that feel? It's good? So one of the things I learned, and it doesn't take long to bring ourselves into balance. We have some powerful tools that we have access to right now. I call them Aquarian age tools. So this is where in the past, a lot of us maybe in past lives or even earlier in this lifetime, maybe we felt like we had to sit in meditation for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. That's kind of like old energy. We don't have to do that anymore. When we connect with quantum colors, quantum frequencies, the quantum field, we have Aquarian age energy that's now available to us that we can utilize in our life, and we can meditate for 10 minutes a day. We were just in meditation for maybe, 5-6 minutes? And how many felt a shift from what we just did? That is how fast we can shift energy, and once we have access, conscious access to these frequencies, we can utilize them in every area of our life. We are in an Aquarian age, and part of our balancing right now is balancing this beautiful energy into our field and how we utilize it to move on with our lives. Okay. So, let's see. Where do we want to go from here? I guess I would like to ask, what was your experience with that? Anybody want to share? Did you see the ruby red? Did anyone see the color? Yes?
I just thought it was great. I definitely shifted. I was fighting it initially, because we're meeting later and talking. I'm doing a podcast just to put it into perspective. So I'm definitely in. Would the masculine side be the left brain or right brain?
Masculine is left brain.
Is left brain. So I'm a little about the schedule, and I really wanted to let that go, and I did. So that was nice.
And letting go, and sometimes it's that letting go. So you think about in the flow, and really letting go, and letting something take you that your higher self needs to take you to. So it's our emotional body, our mental bodies that get in the way, and it's like, no, it has to be done this way. Or I can't let go of this thought or this notion. And when we go into more of a balance, it's that utilizing the right brain to figure things out or get solutions. Because the left brain, and that's kind of the unbalanced masculine energy, I would say. It's like, no, it's got to be done this way. And you can see around us with our systems and these kids coming in. Like these kids, these younger people are coming in and going, no, we don't want to do it that way anymore. Let's do it this way. And they're having these creative solutions for how things can happen. But this masculine energy, and I'm always saying unbalanced masculine. So it's like this hanging on saying, no, it's got to be done this way. And what we're doing, these kids are coming in and shifting us and showing us other possibilities, other ways of doing things that we hadn't seen or thought about before. Okay, so I look at myself and it's like, I have a hard time with it sometimes. It's like opening up to other ways. But this is our mental body going, no, it's black and white. So that's our mental body. It's black and white. This is the way it has to be. And it's like, no, there's other ways. Okay, we have to let go. Anybody else?
I just want to say, your voice is so soothing. I felt just really relaxed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I saw the red shapes and the point. I felt tingling in parts of my body and stuff like that.
Oh.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Yeah, the tingling, some people feel tingling. So it's this energy, it's this beautiful energy that's coming in. It's a vibration. Some people feel heat, as it might be releasing something. Some people feel coolness, like it's activating something. Some people fall asleep. Hope my voice isn't too soothing that you fell asleep. But we need to relax these. And let's go back to riding a bike. It's like you see people or kids that are trying to ride, and it's like they're hanging on for dear life, right? And it's like that's when they tip over, or that's when they get hurt. And then you look at, after you learn how to ride a bike for a while, it's like it's relaxed, it's easy, it's fun. So we have to let go of this, oh, it's scary, I'm gonna fall. And it's like enjoying the ride, and that's part of it as well, okay? So one of the things, as we work with balance, both balance in our emotional, our mental, our spiritual bodies, balance with the masculine and feminine. Let's go back to the bike as well. So when we first started, it took us a while to learn how to ride a bike. It's the same with keeping ourselves in balance. The more we do it, the easier it becomes, the stronger it becomes, and as we go into these more difficult situations, we have the ability to continue to stay in balance, even when things get a little challenging and a little tough. But we have to practice, and the ruby red will be a frequency that will help you to practice that, okay? So one of the things, still have a little bit of time, that's awesome. So one of the things that I like to do, so with these colors, is ruby red, knowing that it's a frequency of balance. You can bring it in a meditation like we just did, but you can also wear it. You can burn a ruby red candle in your house. You can sleep on a ruby red pillow. Like anything you do with the color ruby red will help you come into balance. So if you feel like you need that balance in your life, there's the inner and then there's the outer, and working with the intention of bringing in ruby red, you can work with the outer, okay? Any questions? Yes?
Hi, thank you. This has been really nice. So masculine energy, right? Maybe we think of out in the world creating and doing and aligning and things like that. And then perhaps feminine might be whatever it's an opposite, but can we be in our feminine energy out in the world powerfully creating things?
Yes. That was your question? Can we be? Yes. So this is where... let's look at another aspect of these frequencies. So there's 12 masculine, 12 feminine, right? So if you look at a yin-yang symbol, there's the black with a little bit of white, white with a little bit of black, right? The same thing with these frequencies. So there's a masculine, let's look at ruby red, for instance. So every combination, there's a masculine and feminine. The ruby red is the masculine frequency. There's the cherry red, which holds a quality of passion, right? So when we work with the masculine and feminine in balance, the ruby red brings us into balance, connects us back to, I would say, the frequency of divine balance, higher frequency, that allows the cherry red of passion to express. So now we're expressing our passion in a balanced way. So that's the feminine frequency that is the expression. All right? So the masculine frequencies of all of these 24 frequencies helps us be in this strong alignment with ourselves and the universe. And the feminine frequency, for instance, let's go do another one. Royal blue, cobalt blue. Royal blue is about inner power, inner strength. So now we're aligned with our inner power, our inner strength. Cobalt blue is about empowerment. So now we're aligned with our own inner power. Cobalt blue allows us to empower others from that place of strength. So that's that beautiful balance between the masculine and feminine. Yellow, saffron yellow. Yellow is the frequency of wisdom. Saffron yellow is the frequency of compassion. So we are aligned with our inner wisdom, and we are able to express and hold compassion for not only ourselves, but for others. Okay? So that's the beauty of the feminine and masculine. So when we're in this beautiful alignment of masculine, then the feminine can express itself in the world.
So perhaps together?
Together.
Or instead of like, I'm in masculine, oops, I have to switch to feminine.
Oh, no. It's like that's combination. Think of a yin-yang symbol, and they work beautifully together. So now there's this, we're both, we're all of it. Okay? Right? So thank you. Great question.
My question is, because we live in a world that is so driven by schedule and timing and all of the things that are masculine, how can we make space to just go with the flow, just to, in our everyday, day-to-day life, just to go where our intuition guides us versus sticking to the schedule?
That's a good one. So what I've done, and one of the things is I look at my own life, but I look at other people that I'm working with. Sometimes we're forced to give up our schedule. So one of the things that I learned coming into balance was I was so schedule-oriented, and I wouldn't let anything, how I felt or my intuition, interfere with that schedule. So this is when I was really busy when I was getting my business started. And all of a sudden I like go, 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 go. This is what I had to do. I would get sick. And all of a sudden it's like, I'm out of commission for a week because I was so out of balance, I wasn't listening to my intuition. Okay? So one of the things I always tell people or suggest is start with at least 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation, some kind of meditation in the morning to set yourself. And then I love the meditation that I teach. It's called the Tubes of Light. It's on my website. But it's aligning yourself at the beginning of your day and asking to be in the flow. You can ask your higher self, what do I need to see or know about listening to my intuition, staying in balance? And what happens is your higher self will give you information. Then you just need to listen, okay? Or recognize that when you are stopped from doing something, sometimes it's your higher self saying, you're out of balance, okay? So I would say when you're too schedule focused, make sure that you start with 10 minutes. And I know a lot of people, it's like, oh, you need to do it for an hour, 2 hours a day. No, start with 10 minutes. Give yourself that much time, and then you'll want more of it, right? And it's like, make it hungry. You're going to be hungry for, oh, I want more of that. That feels good. But start with 10 minutes.
Okay, I definitely agree with that. It's like having good Wi-Fi. You can feel it. The more you do it, the more you want it.
Thank you. All right. So let's make a big circle. This is amazing. We'll expand. Yes. There you go. So I'm going to ask everybody actually to do something a little different because we're in balance. We're talking about balance. Your left hand is your receiving hand. Your right hand is your sending hand. So I would like you to have your left hand up and your right hand down. Left is up. So there's a saying that goes, if it's left up to me, I'd get right down to it. Okay? So your left hand is receiving the energy from the person next to you. Your right hand is sending to the person on your right side. All right? So staying in balance, always, it takes a village, right? So it's sometimes difficult to stay in balance within ourselves. So we're going to create this beautiful place of balance in our circle. So we all receive it, send it, and we leave here in a place of balance. So this is with your eyes open. You don't have to close your eyes. Go back to your quantum point. Call in that ruby red. Bring it into your heart. And you're opening up the channels from the quantum field to your heart. And now from your heart, send that ruby light to your right. And it moves around the circle, and receive it on your left. And there's this beautiful flow of energy and vibration and color as we're sending this ruby light and filling this space. And now as we fill our circle with the frequency of balance, we can also ripple it out from our hearts. So from your heart, send a ray of unconditional love to the center of our circle. And as we do, it creates a platform where we meet, connect at a heart level. From this beautiful, strong platform of heart energy, let's send out the ruby light into our communities, to our homes, to our families, our friends, to create balance for all who are ready to receive it. Beautiful. And bringing your hands now to your own heart. Just receive it now for yourself. Really anchor that energy of balance. And I wish for each of you a day filled with being in the flow as you go into your day and your week. And thank you for being here. Have a beautiful day. It's going to be beautiful outside today. Enjoy. Thank you.